worked out kind of the way we had planned. I mean, I wanted to go to the lap 110 and then, try to start working our way forward, and the caution ended up coming out that set us up for that. So, we restarted behind Kevin, I think, at that point, and got ourselves in the top 10 there, and then just kind of kept working on it from there. So, made a couple of chassis adjustments, the car, and it seemed like it responded pretty well to it. So, no big dramas from our side. Luckily, everything was, for the most part behind us, except for, Casey's deal. But, it really didn't, that one didn't cause us any drama. I mean, we were able to stay in the gas and going through.
Questions for Tony, Ed?
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Tony, looking back through all the race and all those restarts Jimmy made and how he blew people away on the restarts, and in the context of plate racing, have you seen a car and a driver any more just sheer overpowering than he was tonight?
I didn't get to see him till the last 2 or 3 restarts there, but I mean, obviously every restart he was able to get to the front. So, the rest of the day I really wasn't able to see. I mean, I know he led a lot of laps tonight, so they obviously had a fast car, but didn't see the whole thing obviously. So I'm not sure I can totally comment on it. But I mean, he definitely was strong on restarts. He had being the leader helps in that obviously, but he's definitely getting good jumps on the restart, and wasn't doing anything trick or fancy on it. He just was getting really good restarts all day, and he just stuck with it. And seemed to be what he was doing was working.
Let's go to Mark Long.
I'm following up on that with Jimmy becoming the first guy to sweep here in 31 years, Bobby Allison 82. Can you just maybe talk about how impressive that is to win both races here?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, these things are such a crapshoot that, I mean, I guess it is impressive. I mean, it's all 43 guys have a shot at winning the race. I mean, we saw that, earlier this year. So, it's, they definitely had a fast car. I mean, they had a fast car at the 500. They had a fast car here. So, it makes sense.
Dwight, Lenny, right here.
Dwight Drum, RaceTake.com. Tony, you guys hate second place, but on Monday you get to count the points, and talk a little bit about how that is for you and your team to help a little bit with momentum.
I don't know where we ended up tonight, but I mean, it's definitely a good point night. I mean, if you can't win, you always want to run second. So, with these things being as crazy as they are, I mean, if you can end up with a top 2, you're pretty happy when you leave here, because normally if you leave here in the top 2, you got a straight race car too. So, 1 out of 3 isn't bad in the organization there. The other 2 got watered up pretty good.
Tony, I'm told you're 10th in points right now.
Great. I'll take it.
Other questions? Right up here to Kenny.
Kenny Bruce from NASCAR.com. The last 2 restarts, you had a different person in front of you. Did that make any difference whatsoever as far as what your plan might have been?
No, not really. I mean, we were kind of stuck in our line either way, but definitely when we restarted on the inside, I mean, there's absolutely nowhere to go because the guys on the outside are going to stay in that middle lane. So you're stuck just committing to the guy that's in front of you there. When you're in that second line that's in the middle of the racetrack, you at least have an option to go to the outside if you need to or want to. But I honestly didn't feel like I got good restarts each time. I mean, I felt like I missed. It wasn't the car or gear or motor or anything like that. I just felt like I didn't time them right. Luckily guys behind me were able to help get me recovered there. So, but I didn't feel like I had the best restarts tonight. I mean, I was trying to time them right and never could get the timing right. So, we'll try to get that straightened out for next time.
Go over here to the far right, Hill.
Hill Overton, WIXC
Just
at
pick a
home.
station, it's all right.
WNDB here. Yeah.
Whatever one you want to be with tonight. It's okay.
Both of them. Tonight, though, you went to the back very early. You stayed there for 2/3 of the race. Was that pre-planned or something that just kind of happened as the race evolved?
You guys act like you've never seen me do that before. I mean, I've been doing that for 15 years, and we've had good results out of it. You look back.
Strictly a safety move, right?
We just had good luck doing that. You go back there to try to give yourself a little bit of a buffer and not, if you're up there in the mix if something happens, it's hard to get away from it when you're crammed in there. So, this is a 195 mile an hour chess match, and the lap that pays is lap 160. So, a lot is said about guys that lag back like that, but I mean, we're in the most competitive series in the country, and when you're running in the most competitive series in the country, you have to do what you think is in the best interest of you, your car, your team, and your situation to get to the end. And part of winning races is knowing to be where at what times. And you can go and fight your guts out for the lead all day long, and you're not really gaining anything sometimes. So it was my decision, and the team backs me up on it every time we do it, but it's my decision that if we get shuffled out and get pushed to the middle of the pack, I'm all right with going the rest of the way and just making sure that we try to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room in case something happens. So I know some people don't like that and some people don't agree with it, but that's what I think is the best thing to do in the interest of our race team, and to ensure that at the end of the day, when it's time to go, that we have a car that's capable of doing so.
Jenna?
Jennifer, AP. Tony, I think you have 2 or 3 cars going home intact, which I guess would be a good day. But do you like this racing at this stage?
Go back to your old notes.
Okay.
It's the same. My opinion hasn't changed in 15 years.
Other
So,
questions?
if you don't have them, somebody else in the room will have them. You know that. So.
Anybody else? Well, Tony, thanks for coming in. We'll see you at New Hampshire.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, friend.
See you, buddy. Three drivers were evaluated and released from the infield care center. The driver of the 5, Casey Kane, the driver of the 31, Jeff Burton, and the driver of the 18, Kyle Busch. That's correct.